Following the California shootings, it is raising another issue about who should have access to guns. News Channel 8's Josh Thomas joins us now live from Tampa International Airport. Hi, Josh.
Good evening, Josh. Well, when you buy a plane ticket to fly, you must get approval from the FBI. It creates and basically controls the so-called no-fly list. But yet people on that very list who are a perceived threat in the air can still buy weapons on the ground. The recent shooting last week in California has once again raised the question about whether gun control laws in this country need to be tightened. President Obama highlighted what he calls one huge loophole, which allows people on the no-fly list to still purchase guns even though they can't board a plane.
There's a lot of people, it's my understanding, I'm not an expert, that are on that list that don't need to be on there, and so they feel that they shouldn't restrict those people from having a gun.
Firearms instructor James Jacobelli should know his daughter is on the no-fly list, not because she's a threat, but because she has the same name as a member of a drug cartel. It's a list he feels should be narrowed down.
So refine it or make a separate list. Those you think may be a risk, and those that you're a little more definite about being a risk. So, and restrict those people from buying guns.
The FBI creates the no-fly list, which has more than 40,000 names on it. Less than 2% are Americans. Some people at this Tampa gun range feel the gun control issue has simply become too political.
There's got to be some things done, and I just wish that the politicians, all of them, would just stop fighting with each other and do something better for the country.
While lives are lost at the hands of gun-toting individuals, even gun rights advocates believe there is room for meaningful gun control legislation.
The politicians these days try to play on people's emotions so that they will vote on certain issues. And people really need to take a step back and look at things logically instead of having emotional responses.
And even Florida Senator and presidential candidate Marco Rubio has weighed in on the issue, saying that the no-fly list should basically not be denying people the right to own a gun without going through the due process. Josh.
Well, you mentioned the FBI creates that list. Do we know how they're going to come up with the list?
Well, no, that list is a very secretive list. They do not reveal to us basically how they choose who is going to be on that list, or basically how that person ends up on that list. So quite frankly, it's in the FBI's purview to decide who's on that list and whether they're going to release it or not.
Top secret stuff. All right, Josh Thomas live at TIA. Thanks, Josh.